Testing 1 2 3. Okay, testing 1 2 3. Awesome. Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen to the PNG Pacific Capital live stream. Oh man, sort something out real quick first. Mm. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the oh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PNG Pacific Capital live streams. This is your host Jarod. You're in for London session. So basically, I'm just gonna do a top-down analysis for gold, and just gonna call it a session, and then just trade them out. For those of you who want to follow the trades that I take, you can always join the private group. So, which I'm going to be hosting Zoom sessions for, and yeah. So before we do any top-down analysis, we're just going to check Forex Factory if we have any high impact news that's going to come out today. We can also note that we have a couple of daylight saving time shift, which means the forward candles are going to close an extra hour ahead of what it usually closes at. So usually during our time, usually during my time, the forward candle closes at like 7. But now but now the forward candle's gonna start closing at like what? I mean, on Owenda, it's closing in the next 33 minutes, so it's gonna be closing at like 8 p.m. So that's gonna be interesting. Yeah. So without any further ado, we're gonna check Forex Factory if we have any high impact news coming up for London session. I don't see any high impact news coming up for London session. We do have let's see. Hey. Okay, sorry about that. That's my 3-year-old. So anyways, looking at what time is it right now? It's 7:27. It's gonna refresh this calendar right now. So, oh shit. Yeah. Okay, it's better. Okay, I got a new computer, so I'm just adjusting a lot of things on my new computer. So bear with me right now. My screen's a little bit smaller than I'm usually on. So I'm just gonna do a top-down analysis, and I'm gonna call it a session. And I'm just going to trade off stream. So looking at gold right now, it's gonna start on the high time frames because we are on the broker O-end right now. So just gonna maximize this, confirm if it's on O-end. Yes, it's on O-end. And we're actually going to start looking at the monthly time frame. So Look at the monthly time frame. Clearly see how the previous, the current monthly candle, the previous monthly candle actually kind of closed below this resistance over here, a little bit below 1992. So we're just gonna label that with a white line. So last month's candle kind of tapped into the 2000 level, came back down, closed below this resistance, and we also had the previous monthly candle came up, retested the 2000 level also, and you know it's actually trading below this resistance also over here. So we're not sure if it's going to come down or not. Looking to the left, our most recent resistance level is over here at 1995, 750, 760 area. This was formed on the August candle. So the August candle printed bearish, creating a resistance area around the 1995 level. So who knows, if we respect this resistance on the monthly time frame, could potentially pop back down to 1995 potentially, or if not, we could potentially continue momentum from the previous monthly candle to drive bullish. So yeah, that's the monthly time frame. Looking at the weekly time frame right now, we can clearly note that the previous weekly candle closed bearish, creating a resistance a little bit below the 2008 level. So we're just going to put a yellow line to have a visual on the weekly resistance at the 2006 2005 level. So that's something we're going to be looking at. We've been actually extremely bullish since the 9th of October. That was actually during the start of this Russian Ukraine. We've been extremely bullish since then. Broken above all resistance on the weekly time frame, and we're actually trading around the 2000 level. So the 2000 level is actually acting like a magnet right now. So not too sure if we're going to continue driving past this resistance level on the weekly time frame, or we're going to correct some of these weekly bullish pushes. That's something we're going to be looking at. Okay, dropping down to the daily time frame right now, we can clearly see how we created a high on the daily time frame on the 30th of October. So we came down, created resistance. So the high on the 30th of October was a resistance that was formed on the daily time frame, which is also printed on as the resistance on the weekly time frame as well. So we're going to leave the yellow line as it is to signify the resistance on the daily and the weekly time frame. So what we have to do now is mark out a clear support level on the daily time frame over here at the 1993 1982 1990 1983 level over here. So we created a support, attempted to retest the highs. Unfortunately, the last week Friday's candle kind of failed to retest the high, so we're currently pretty bullish, bearish at the moment. Slightly broke below the last week's Friday's candle over here, but it's very important to know that we're still trading above this support that was formed. So we tested the support, could potentially start driving bullish at this point, but we just have to wait for confirmations. Yeah, looking at the forward time frame right now, it's a little bit tricky on the forward time frame. We are in a range that's been yeah, this range is a little bit tricky. We have price struggling to break below this resistance. Previous forward candle extremely bearish, but kind of failed to break below this resistance, so we might have some bullish pushes today. We just have to wait for confirmations on the lower time frames. Maybe we could potentially come up to retest this support, but we'll have to break above this monthly resistance over here at 1989 1990 level. So if we start trading above this white line, that means we are going to be trading above the monthly resistance, and only then, if we start trading above this white line over here, I'm going to be looking for potential buys. But based on the daily time frame, you know, there's always potential for us to start driving bullish. Price has been extremely bullish since the the Israel and the Palestine war. So there's so much volume on gold right now. So what we're gonna do is be very careful, really time our entries and stick to our rules. What I'm gonna do off stream is I'm gonna look for entry points. I'm actually very bullish bias right now. because price has been respecting this support levels on the higher time frames, daily time frame and the forward time frame. So I might just drop onto the 1 on the 30-minute time frame, potentially look for entries. So that's my plan for this session. Have a great trading session. Do not overtrade, do not over risk, and yeah, we'll see you guys on tomorrow's breakdown of gold. Cheers, guys.